Alexander.
Yeah.
Derek. Okay.
Alrighty. So I really hate sending traditional snail mail because I just really hate sending a real letter because it takes like forever. And usually when I have to send a real letter, I don't have either a printer, an envelope, or a stamp at my disposal. So on top of this, usually when I go to the post box, then it starts raining or something, and I get soaking wet, and it just really sucks. So could just please everybody who thinks that sending a real letter really sucks, raise his or her hand. Alright. So it gets even worse, because when I was living abroad and I had to send urgent letters back home, it really sucked because it's very expensive and it takes even longer, of course, because of the distance. So, is there anybody who thinks that this sucks big time as well? Please raise your hand. Alright, so good news to everybody who raised his or her hand, because our new app Mills really solves this problem. Because Mills, which is available for both Mac OS X and Windows 8, is really nicely integrated into the operating system, so you can just easily, from within Office or Word or your browser, from everywhere where you can print something, you just press a button, like you simply press print, and then you can dispatch the letter, so it's really easy. And there are 3 key features that I would like to emphasize. The first one... Right. Okay.
You can emphasize
I would like to emphasize, like I brought a present, and I'd like to emphasize the present.
Sorry, 90 seconds.
Just a present.
You have to emphasize them personally to the people later.
Not just a present.
Maybe somebody will ask a question, which is one of the points you would like to emphasize? Yeah, there you go.
All right. So the first, thank you. So the first point is our global distribution network, because in fact there's no printing network on Earth which is bigger than ours. Because in fact we have integrated with 23 different printing partners in more than 23 countries, or in exactly 23 countries. So when you send a letter to New York today, it will be at the destination tomorrow. So the traditional postal service can't beat that, for instance. I don't know iPrint. But let's discuss it.
What's the second one?
Alright, it's like internet printing, but that's feature 2. Because when I was using those services, those services really lacked the option to add a signature. And with Mills it's really easy, because you can just use either your Android, iOS or Windows Phone device and sign on the smartphone screen and beam the signature over. So it's really cool. And that's why I prefer my solution. The lessons learned is actually more kind of in the private thing, because it's just 90 seconds. But like I learned a lot, not just from this app, but also from other apps I did. So let's discuss it later on. The price point depends. It's really cheap. That's point 3. It's really cheap when it comes to sending a letter from here to the US, for instance, because then it's much cheaper than the regular postal service. But when you send a letter to Germany, it's like €1 for 2 pages, which is of course more expensive than the regular postal service. No, it's color. Pardon me? All right, yeah, we're working on this.
Paul.
Good point. So the question was the legal situation, if that's like legal valid to sign on a smartphone screen. In fact, like in Germany, it's not. But like a friend of mine who works for Abo Alarm, they have the same problem. And like whereas in Germany we say if there's no judge, then nobody judges. So I canceled contracts with that, and nobody cared. So, but it's not a real signature. It's comparable to a fax actually. So it's the same thing from a legal perspective. And the letter is not delivered. That's no, I'm not in charge of that. Then the dispatching company, like the printing company, is in charge of that. I'm just a broker, if you All right, so just 1 second for the present. So the first person who figures out what the acronym MILS actually stands for will get a voucher.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hold on, Andre. What do you think about this?
I'm not going to figure it out, but I really like the idea, and I hope it works, because I'm also a node of it, and it sounds great, the idea. So I hope you're successful.
Thanks.
All right, Derek. Thanks. Good luck.